great. It's a pleasure to speak with you. I love this movie. It's so much fun. I've watched it more than once already. I love it. And I'm very excited to talk with you about it. Natalie, I'm actually going to start with you because we talked at F9 and you told me you don't drive. And yet another movie has put you in the driver's seat for some intense sequences. I want to hear about how, do you feel like you're getting better at it yet?
I'm getting better at acting like I can drive.
I love that. How did the two experiences compare? Because in this one, I think, you're driving a massive truck in both films, but this time it's more of a little bit more off-road-ish. And I don't want to spoil anything, but it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, no, she's definitely more of a capable, experienced driver for sure. So the kind of level, the stakes are much higher because of the size of the vehicle and what is happening, excuse me, in the back of it. So, obviously they're very different, but actually shooting them weirdly is quite similar. Like the process is quite similar, but it was a lot of fun.
That makes sense.
Either way. But do you know what's really hard though? Actually, they are different because on the Fast 9 one, we mostly shot against green screen, but on this, we had those amazing LED screens that wrap around. And I have terrible motion sickness, and it was really hard to not feel completely nauseous every time. Poor Matthias was like, Nathalie, I'm so sorry I'm doing this to you. And I'm like at the driving role going, right, let's do another one. Let's go. Because looking at the screens was making me so dizzy.
Oh my God. Wow. Props to you. I want to see that type of set so badly. I haven't been able to step on a set where they're using that technology. I long for the day where I get to see it in action. I hope it doesn't make me sick though. Ruby, I'm very curious because Matthias, your director here, he was a Army of the Dead veteran, and he comes in and he's playing a familiar character to him. It's a franchise familiar to him. You're both very new to it, obviously, in your first time out. Did you ask a lot of questions? Did you have to see Army of the Dead before you joined this film? Did you want to know any of the answers, or did they keep it all from you to focus strictly on Army of Thieves?
I guess, Matthias and I, we wanted to shoot before we did this movie. So it was we never really made it. So this was the perfect opportunity. So I could ask him anything that I needed to know, and he would tell me before, because he gave me the opportunity to play this role. So I was like, what about this? How about this? And he gave me this huge list of movies that we could all watch. And so I was fit at knowing what was going on, which was great. But even though the story is kind of completely different, because it's not a zombie movie, it's a heist movie with saves, and it's exciting. So I'm really happy to see how the audience thinks the movie is.
How involved was Zack in crafting some of the story in the moments? Because I know he's such a visionary filmmaker. This world is his baby. Did you guys get to spend much time working on your characters and the story with him?
Yeah, not really, because of COVID. He couldn't get out there, and neither did Debbie. And so we very much felt their presence and input, and they were constantly giving us encouragement and notes from wherever they were shooting, because they had to do additional photography on Army of the Dead. And so we were in Prague, and they were wherever they were, and it was really it was such a shame that we couldn't be there, that they couldn't be there with us, but we very much felt their kind of presence and energy. So yeah, I actually met them for the first time on Zoom after we'd finished. So
That's crazy. Wow.
Really.
Wow. So, and my last thing, Natalie, I actually was wondering, you've been a part of so many awesome franchises. After watching Matthias go from making this first one to stepping into the director's chair, would you ever want to hop into a director's chair for an episode of a show you've been in or a movie that you've starred in?
I would love to do some directing, but only directing. I don't know if I could do what Matthias did and act and direct at the same time. I'm not a multitasker. I never have been. That's obviously a stereotype that women get given, and that's just not me. Okay. And so I just always, I was in awe of him because he just did it. So it was amazing. And what a incredible achievement. And so I would love to do some directing, but only if I'm a director only, and one thing at a time, please.
Fair. He killed it, but I hear you. It's a lot, and you both killed it as well. You both were fantastic in this movie. I am longing for the day we get more of your characters, hopefully down the line. Thank you so much for the time. I can't wait for everybody else to see Army of Thieves.